When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can seem intense. Like breakup R&B intense.
I thought you said you loved the sweater that I got you. If you didn't, you could have told me.
Geico makes it easy. Just go to Geico.com anytime to update or check your policy without all the extra drama.
I even had a gift receipt.
Welcome to LSD Radio. What you are about to hear is intended for listeners 18 years of age and older and is for entertainment purposes only. The Bad Habits Network must insist that no one attempt to recreate or reenact any activity described on this show. This podcast may contain lewd, crude, vulgar, sexist, racist, fascist, argumentative, disgusting, appalling, explicit, edgy, and downright offensive language and or subject matter. For individuals easily offended, this may not be the program for you. We recommend turning this off now. Are they gone? Good.
Looks like, fuck those guys!
Alright, let's get to it.
Sweet. I haven't even had a chance to crack my beer open tonight.
Get on it, Daddy.
Well, you know, no pregame, no preparation, just, we're going in dry tonight, apparently.
Yep. Bite down on the pillow. We're going in dry tonight, folks.
Well,
That's right, motherfucker. We're driving at night with no headlights, so God only knows where we'll end up.
Hopefully in someone's anus.
That being said, we are changing up the idea of the show a little bit. We're going to do more off the cuff, less topics, more ranting, raving, and
Cuff.
cuff. So, yeah.
So there'll be some cuffings and spankings. You know?
From the German.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, you'll have to give us your feedback as to whether you like the organized style or the we're shooting the shit style.
All 8 of you.
I like shooting shits with my penis.
Right?
May I push in your stool?
Yes, you can.
Hey, the best term I've found that it just disgusts the hell out of the people in the lifestyle that I've found so far for anal sex is shit shifting.
Mm.
It all came about because I was working at an event and somebody said, "Hey, you're big and strong. I could use you to shift some shit." And I stepped up slowly behind him and started to caress his nipple and said, "Sure, I'll shift your shit."
Like that gay Irish couple, Gerald Fitzpatrick and Patrick Fitzgerald.
Well, it's true, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. That's kind of pathetic.
I don't know. I missed it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So, Halloween's coming up.
Halloween is coming up.
Well, what kinds of kinky fucking things can we come up with for Halloween?
See, Halloween is always a strange time of year for me because
You don't need a mask?
I don't need a mask. I can just be myself, and people run screaming. And B, I don't really get into the costume thing because I normally wear weird attire, especially when we're going to kink events and whatnot. So,
What do you define as weird attire?
things that most non-kinky people would not wear out in public.
But
Like
I've never seen you dress up as a psychotic serial killer clown before.
True,
And
'cause I don't
that
do
really
clown play.
seems like...
No,
that really
Vorb pretty much has that one down.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't do clown play, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of boring. I don't know. Costumes for me, for the most part, are kind of boring, unless you get a really cool costume theme going on. Yeah, that's all I got.
I know that we were... my toy, and I are all trying to work on a three-way costume.
What do you need a costume for?
But
I mean, yeah.
What we finally settled on was one of them's going to be Princess Peach, the other one's going to be Princess Daisy, and I was going to be Bowser.
Sure. Now, are you going to do a kink or perverted twist on it at all?
I keep suggesting that because
Yeah.
we've gone dress hunting at places like Ragstock and
Yeah.
Goodwill and shit
Yeah.
like that. I've suggested that we just get one of them some yellow lingerie and the other one some pink lingerie, and they could be my sex slaves.
And I got one thing additional for you. For your costume as Bowser.
What's
I
that?
assume you're a Koopa. I assume you're going to get a Bowser shell for your back, right?
Yeah.
Replace all of his spikes
With dildos.
With dildos.
Yep,
Yeah.
I already thought about that one.
Yep.
Well, and you could also take the Ninja Turtle idea and have the shell open up and have toys inside.
Yeah, but
Cross
it's getting down to crunch time, and I'm not
Well,
sure.
whose fault is that?
You just need to get bulk used dildos.
bulk
Yeah.
used dildos. Anyone out there at our listening party, if you know where I could get bulk used dildos, contact us at lordsordaddy@gmail.com.
The better.
Depending on who used it for what,
No, that doesn't matter.
They're not going in people. I might slap some people in the face with it while I walk around, but whatever.
Well, what if you just, built a mold and molded some yourself?
That's
takes a lot of work.
Well, but once you got the mold done,
Yeah.
I mean, just start
Pour
popping
it.
out dildos.
You can have cock for days.
Yeah. And I'm sure you can find lots of other uses for that mold.
Yep.
Like fucking it.
Mm-hmm.
But I had suggested that they just get their colored lingerie, since I was already going to put them in chains or cuffs and drag them around. Because, of course, Bowser's the big bad guy that captures the princesses. So what am I going to do? Capture the princess.
What happens when some dude shows up in a Mario costume? Are you fucked?
I probably whoop his ass because he's not going to be able to jump on top of my head.
Are you sure? What if it's Mario on a pogo stick?
Then I'm going to kick that bitch in the knee and watch him go over.
I don't know.
I was going to say, I can just imagine, like, kind of on the upswing of that jump, you just kick the bottom of the pogo stick and watch him go falling. It's a me, Mario! Oh, fuck!
Where's your fire flower now, bitch?
But yeah,
And then pee on him and be like, haha, pool of lava.
Yeah, you got to kink it up a bit though. Like,
Right.
If you just go with a simple Mario themed, costume with the girls and you as Bowser, I'd be highly disappointed in you. I'll have to pee on you.
I keep suggesting these more fucked up things. In fact, we found one yellow dress since Pet wants to go as Princess Daisy, and it had a big old stain on the front of it. Mm-hmm. It's $2.
What's wrong with the stain?
So
Stains are good.
We drag you through some mud and make you look like
What color stain?
I
Please
think
tell me it's a big cream colored stain.
no, it was
perfect.
orange.
Oh, orange.
Oh,
I don't
my.
know. Maybe Koopa semen looks like fucking orange.
I don't know,
But I'm
go
just
with
sitting
it.
here thinking, like, son of a bitch, if you do not kink this up a bit, you guys are going to be walking around and someone's going to be going, oh, look, it's April O'Neil, Irma, and which Ninja Turtle are you? Because if no one else does that, I'll do that shit to you in a heartbeat at the top of my lungs, because I'm a dick.
Yep. Like, at least get some, toadstool butt plugs for the girls that you can cram in.
Oh, hey.
Yep.
I still like the idea of
see that, though.
Or
the
they
toadstool
could.
cock
As
piece.
long as the brown eye is covered, it's not indecent. And if the brown eye is covered by a huge ass toadstool butt plug jammed in it, you're good to go.
And besides, as long as it's wedged in there real good and not coming out, then it's in. Decent.
Just kick it in and make sure.
Kick it in.
Well, and then throughout the night, you can just kick Toadstool every now and again and make them go, woohoo.
The other idea is to get, big toadstool breastises covers. Like if they are getting like some sort of fancy brassiere or something, you could get some big toadstools for the titties.
Or turtle shells, or stars, or mushrooms, or,
Yeah, a mix.
Right.
Yep. Also, a big blinky magic box for their box.
No, that's for mine. Dick in a box.
Dick in a box. There
Dick
you
in a
go.
box. Dick in a question mark box.
Yeah, you hit it, the dick comes out of the top like a giant mushroom.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? I have little LEDs in the front of it, so it blinks, and then if you get down underneath it and bop your head on the underside, the dick pops out the top.
You got a couple weeks, you can make this happen.
I can.
Yep.
Do or do not.
So I had a recent purchase.
You had a reach around, what?
No, it wasn't a reach around. Not this time.
Well, that's what he purchased.
But I had a recent purchase. It was one of those, I'm off of work at 7 a.m., which to most people doesn't sound like much, but that's my evening, being the third shifter. And I see this Facebook post, and somebody says, oh, I totally need one of these for my kitchen. And I look at it and I go, fuck my kitchen, I need 2 of those for my toy bag. So I go searching around and I purchase it, and I hope to have it here fairly soon. I'm hoping like 3 to 5 business days. Cross my fingers on that one. What it is
What is it, sir?
It's brass knuckles with a meat tenderizer plate on the front end of it.
Oh, sure. Yep. Most definitely.
I prefer the brass knuckles that have the dildo mount on them.
I like the Vaculock ones, but I just think that these would be really impressive. They're meant for like just punching your meat.
Some ass.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, this could be fun.
It
You
are-
could tear the fuck out of someone with those.
Exactly.
How deep are the tenderizer bits? Are they like classic like steak tenderizer, about an eighth of an inch, or
That's what they look like.
Okay.
They look like the standard steak tenderizer.
Okay.
You said deep.
I said deep. Penetrating.
But yeah, I'm looking really forward to getting those in the near future. They should be fun.
Huh. Yeah, you'll have to let us know how those work out. Either via...
And what you actually end up doing with them, because this
either
is
via
you.
Punching you in the
Facebook
butt with it?
update or FetLife update or a tweet from the ER, one of the three.
Right.
Or a punch in the butt.
Mm-hmm.
Firsthand.
Well, somebody's going to get punched in the butt with those.
Well, you should experience it first so you know how it works.
Yes, can I be the one that helps you do that experiment?
Don't give it to Daddy.
Yeah, Daddy will be real mean.
Yeah.
I will totally be all over
I don't
that.
know what you're talking about. I'm a perfectly nice guy.
Bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really glad there's lightning rods on my house, because you're going to get your ass struck.
No, we have an understanding.
There's an agreement.
Oh, you mean like the understanding I have with Satan where he's just keeping my seat warm?
Oh, it's real warm.
I have a half a ring down in hell waiting for me. You guys are welcome to come party afterwards.
I'm talking
It's
about
really convenient.
I'm talking about the throne, motherfucker.
I mean, there's a throne down there.
Wow, you are
It's a throne.
really arrogant.
It's a throne made of dicks.
Duh. Of course, it's like the
Throne
Game
made
of
of
Thrones
dicks,
thing, except for all penises instead of swords.
Game of Bones. Yeah.
That was a terrible parody porn. Terrible. So slow moving.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not even
was.
talking about the sex scenes.
No, we weren't. I mean, the sex scenes were okay. I mean, once you've seen most sex scenes, you've seen them all.
They really needed more midget porn in there.
Yeah.
You mean it teased something and then dragged along and dragged along and dragged along and just kept indicating you're going to get it. You're going to get it one of these days. One of these days it was going to come, and then it never came, much like the actual show itself. That seems kind of appropriate, I have to admit.
I don't know. I actually watched Game of Bones, the porno, purely for like how I wanted to see how they were going to adapt the story and the dialogue and everything.
Of course, that's
who
why you
cares
watched
about
it.
The fucking sex scenes. I mean, aside from seeing a midget get fucking jackhammered by a chick in a dragon outfit, which totally would have made my day. Yeah, I watched it to see how they were going to adapt that TV series, that book series, to a porno, and lo and behold, much like most theme-based porn, they totally fucked it up. Like, the dialogue was chintzy, like way chintzier than you'd expect in most, low-budget porn. Although it wasn't even low budget. They had plenty of budget for that fucking flick. And it was, I don't know, man, not nearly enough midget fucking.
No, there wasn't enough midget fucking.
Yeah. Like, they could have made an entire porn movie out of just midget fucking in that thing.
Well, I'm wondering, in the real show, there's already incest going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank goodness.
I mean, there's only a little bit of incest that I've heard about in porn, like that one gal that's trying to sue the porn company for putting her brother on the other side of a glory hole, but...
Oh, jeez, I heard about that.
Oh,
And he
do
was
tell.
fine
That
with
sounds
it.
like fun.
He was fine with it.
Yeah, he was totally cool with it. Pussy's pussy. But,
Like actual brother and sister, not
Yeah,
like step
they were
brother and
like
sister?
actual brother and sister, and the big debate is that even according to him, he's like, she knew about it. Look at her career. She does whatever she does to make money, and they offered her money. She accepted it. It's not like she didn't know what was going on, and now she's just trying to claim that she didn't to get a few $1 million out of the billions they're going to make on this porn.
Oh, sure.
well, she claims that she's fairly insistent about meeting and, quote-unquote, falling into temporary love with the other actors that she's going to be fucking, because it makes it easier for her to do so. And they intentionally did not tell her who was going to be on the other side of the wall, and did not let them meet beforehand, supposedly.
It's a fucking glory hole. Why
It's
the
a
fuck
glory
would
hole.
you need to know who's on the other end of the hole? That's
Right?
But
supposed to be anonymous.
what if you
fucking.
found out that you would fuck your sister on the other
That would
side
be
of the hole?
fucking horrible, and I would question what I was doing for a living.
Okay, I'm just wondering, because see, it fucks me. The worst of it is not that they tricked her. It's not that it all happened in the first place. It's that the brother is like, whatever.
Yeah, that's
Just-
what bothers
whatever.
you the most.
That's what because he doesn't care.
Hey,
He's
you
not
know-
like, oh my god, I just fucked my sister.
All things
He
considered.
didn't
He
even
gets-
actually fuck her, he just got a blowjob.
Yeah, and he just
still.
gets paid to put his dick in things. I mean, at that point,
All things considered, our dislike or our horror at the thought of incest or brother-sister loving is something that is a recent construct within the past probably 300-400 years of Western culture. If you look at a lot of Eastern culture, a lot of Roman time period is a really good example.
Absolutely. I know
there
that
was
history
plenty
has
of
it.
incest going on,
Oh, plenty.
and in many cases it was open incest. So I mean, we all go, "Oh God, that's fucking disgusting. I'd never bang my sister." Well, that's not. Yeah, so like maybe not a couple hundred years ago. I think the story would have been completely changed if there was a glory hole and all of a sudden this dude's sister's on the other side. He's like, "Meh, whatever. I was gonna fuck her anyways." Nowadays, because we're so anti-sex in Western culture, there's this huge.
Does it really have anything to do
I
with
don't know.
anti-sex though? I mean, yes, I understand that they're a lot more prudish, but
Oh yeah.
I don't think that it's specifically anti-sex that makes people
Oh, it
so abhorred to
Oh, yeah.
fucking their
But
own
it is
family.
It's
And-
very much the predation. What's the appropriate word here?
I don't know. You just made one up. It's on the internet now.
Predation. It's to make prudes of. There we go. I just made that word.
Well,
up.
are you a prude?
No.
Well, then why do you have such an instant revulsion towards the idea of finding out you had sex with your sister?
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
I asked you how would you feel about knowing that you just fucked your sister,
And you said it would be horrible.
It'd be absolutely horrible, or horrifying, or
Nice try, though.
you're real cute.
Well, that depends.
I'll fuck your sister if that
Just
helps.
because it may be horrifying, it doesn't necessarily mean that it wasn't a good thing.
I don't know. I think those things are kind of mutually exclusive. Actual
I don't
horror.
know.
Not
This is the
pretend
most
horror.
wonderfully horrifying thing I've ever been
There's a
in.
bunch of things
Yeah,
that
no.
I do that are fucking horrifying to me, but still gets my dick hard.
Then it can't be all that horrifying.
Is your sister one of them?
I've never done my sister.
I love
Well,
you,
either of them,
I
for that
love
matter.
you, sir. You're super cute. I don't know, most. I don't know. Most people are just not having.
Accepting of the sister on brother love, or brother on brother love, which is more horrifying to American culture: the fact that two brothers would fuck, or that a brother and a sister would fuck.
It
I'm
depends
not
on
gonna-
which part of American culture you want to go to, because, for instance, the more intelligentsia that maybe wouldn't have an issue with the homosexuality of it might, would be like, well, whatever, because they can't breed, and that's the primary concern with incest, is that you end up with severe biological
Quirky
abnormalities.
Yep.
Well, it also depends on like what state you're talking about. If you go down to Kentucky, incest isn't a thing, but if you're a homosexual, you're going to get dragged out. So, I mean...
Well, of course, incest isn't a thing. They wouldn't have much of a population if it was. Oh, wait, that was out loud again. Damn, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, they're making the gene pool shallower, one baby at a time.
Hey, it's something that occurs frequently outside of human breeding. If you look in the animal kingdom,
Oh, absolutely.
line breeding occurs way, 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 way more often than.
Well, and that's why you have
human
purebred
culture.
dogs with crazy
I
freaking
know.
ouchies,
Well-
like hip dysplasia.
Yep.
That was
Purebred.
more of human interference than
Well, of course it
anything.
was, because humans do that. But
How do you get a purebred when there's limited purebreds as it is? Well,
Time to fuck your mother.
right? Your daddy was a purebred, your mommy's a purebred, and we can't find another female. Guess what? You're fucking mom tonight.
yes,
Ah.
I realize that we are just animals. We are much a higher order since we have abstract thought and all of the things that come along with the brains of humans. But
Well, except for dolphins. Dolphins are
They-
super smart and
they-
they're rapey.
they do
Just
Very
like,
rapey.
Just like us.
they do fuck for fun. This
Yeah.
is true. However, I would like to know if there are any statistics out there of incest between dolphins in,
Oh, yeah.
in a purposeful way.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know how they would
in
figure
a
that out.
meaningful way, as opposed to
As to knowing
there's
that
no
this is
hot
your
female dolphin bitches around, so I'm gonna fuck the little man on the totem pole, and if it happens to be my brother dolphin. 'Cause that
It's
happens.
hard to determine
Boys fuck
in
boy dolphins.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that
Oh, yeah.
Seems
Oh,
like
there's
a,
rampant rape
biological
amongst,
misdirection,
amongst the
'cause you
dolphin
were-
community.
you were
Yeah.
not doing it for.
Oh yeah.
But no, the problem is with animals we have no way of communicating with. We have no way of knowing whether
Whether
or
they're
not
aware or not.
when they hit puberty and the brains go through the natural change that every species goes through at puberty, if they actually do still recognize lines like sibling or parent. Or if they just see everything as fuckable or unfuckable.
That's true. We
For
can't
pack
really, and we
animals,
can't really
they-
ask them
Yeah, I mean, for pack animals, they see everybody within their pack as
anything that is.
what we would consider, family in the traditional family sense.
Yeah, but they still fuck their family in the family sense of their sense of it.
I don't know. I don't know enough about pack animal interbreeding behavior.
Well, you'd think like a herd of
My
horses.
understanding of the pack animal breeding is that there's a reason why there's an alpha male.
Mm-hmm.
The alpha male breeds most of the females.
Oh yeah, including his offspring.
Including his daughters in that
That's
case.
why you don't want to have kids, sir.
Why is that? Because you'd have to fuck him.
Because he's the alpha male and he has to like procreate with his offspring.
Oh no,
No.
Not to mention,
Oh,
well, not
yeah.
necessarily procreate, but he has to assert dominance over them. And what's more dominant than holding them down and fucking them?
In the butt.
Just
Right,
ask
Raven?
Wembley and
Hey.
Bartleby. They've been having like a round robin of who's going to be the boss, and they're like trying to fuck each other.
Yeah. If you fuck him in the butt, you can't get him tard pregnant.
Nature's birth control.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want a gut? Put it in the butt.
What's your excuse?
Wrap it in latex or give up your paychecks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe.
If there's grass on the field, play ball. If not, turn around and play in the mud.
Oh.
Yep, we went there today.
No,
You don't
Daddy-
have to turn
Daddy
over,
went
just
there,
switch
which is
lanes.
probably why Daddy is Daddy.
It's appropriate.
So if you're saying the grass is mowed too low,
Mm-hmm.
you just play in the mud pit.
Or if
Oh,
there
yeah.
just was never any grass on the field in the first
Or
place.
if it's been completely defoliated like Vietnam, then yeah, go play in the butt.
We should firebomb the grass sometime.
No, I call red on.
Oh yeah, it'll be
Fire
red
red.
once it's on fire.
No,
Right.
I call red before that.
Napalm.
Roses are red, violets are red, the tree's red, your garden's on fire. I did it.
Your asshole is red.
Just remember, a needle in a haystack seems like a really big problem until you think like a pyro.
And then burn the haystack down, and all that's left is a needle.
Mm-hmm.
Good plan. However, if it gets too hot, maybe the needle will melt.
What if
and
it's
it'll turn
hay in a
into
needle stack?
Oh, that's gonna suck. Looking
That's
for
a
it.
fun game to play.
It's gonna suck real bad.
That
looking
sounds
for
like a
it.
great idea.
No.
I may have just thought up my next scene idea.
No.
Used or new?
You're missing the fun of that. No, just
no.
get a toothpick and paint it silver, and then throw it in a stack of needles.
Oh yeah.
And be like,
Yep.
it's somewhere in there. Find
Yep.
it.
Good luck.
I have something between my teeth. Hurry up. It's making me uncomfortable, so I'm going to make you uncomfortable until you find me that toothpick.
And
Here
it's
you
not
go.
my penis.
That actually sounds really good as an idea.
I'm gonna do that.
I kind of want to do that. Sorry for.
That's okay. Well, we will need to put together a whole bunch of needles for that, because you don't want just a tiny pile. You want a big-ass pile of needles.
Well, yeah, at least a gallon bucket
Well,
worth.
that's why we need used ones. Gosh, there's everywhere.
We just pick them up off the floor.
Right?
Yeah, just go hit up all the gas station fucking sharps containers.
Just steal
and be
other
like,
sharps containers. You're like, you're not using them. This is garbage, right?
it's garbage.
Once it hits the garbage can, it's public property.
True, I can have it. It's mine.
No.
Taking it home.
Oh
I'm gonna
my
pile it
God.
in a pile.
Excellent. Well, then you have your, Halloween costume for the next time. You can all dress up as your favorite STD.
They're all going to dress as children?
Mm-hmm.
STD, children. What?
They're a sexually transmitted disease.
True.
They're a parasite that
Oh,
gets
they
passed on through
are a
sex.
Parasite.
Mm-hmm.
Took me a little while to
Yep.
get that one.
I forgive you.
It's true. Well, fabulous.
Yep. Hot fruit lamprey.
Oh, thank goodness they don't look like lamprey. I think people would probably give birth a lot less if they squirted out lampreys. Especially if they took a nibble on the way out. Ow.
Some do.
That shit, babies do not.
Some do.
They don't have any teeth. You need teeth for nibbling.
Yeah.
Well, there's some of those
Gummer.
inbreds, they come
Well,
out.
it's true. Sometimes babies have teeth coming out. Not very often.
Mhm.
I saw a couple stories where they had just a couple teeth coming out.
Well, and, fingernails and teeth, in theory, especially with biological
Yeah.
abnormalities,
Straight
don't
on
have
the
to
way
come
out.
through the hands or the mouth.
Yeah, but you're going out
Yeah.
torpedo style, man.
Yeah.
Well, you should be going out torpedo style. Coming out butt first is bad. That might hurt. That
Mhm.
might hurt for the JJ.
I don't know. I know a few people that literally probably could have come out either way and no one would have noticed. Just saying.
Apparently, mommy was loose as a goose.
Either that, they're really tiny.
Or
babies.
tiny baby.
Or both.
Or both.
Or both.
I was recently reading
wasn't
about
trying
one
to
man
tell
that actually, I think it was a man, had a skin condition where his hair follicles started growing fingernail material.
Oh yeah,
And he was actually
there's
covered in spikes.
Yeah, there's a thing. I saw a lady.
Yeah.
It was kind of an elderly lady. She had one right here, and it was a horn, and it came out of her freaking forehead, right at her hairline, and it was.
No,
a
his
cuticus
his
or
was
something.
literally like there was no hair on his arm, and they took a picture of it, and literally he had these little spikes of essentially fingernail material coming out of each
So
hair
I wanna know,
follicle.
what did his
Oh,
ball
so
bag
little
look like?
I want to know what that would be like with fisting, but I'm a sick fuck, so
Yeah.
Oh, that
Oh,
sounds
fuck
unpleasant.
yeah.
No
You better
thanks.
hope that the spines are going the right way.
they're not.
They're
Yeah.
growing the way hairs grow.
They go the way
They're
hair
going the
grows.
right- they're going the right way on the way in. They're not going the right way on the way out.
Vice versa.
You only need
If they
one
go down
direction.
Your arm, if you're going in, they're pointed this way.
It depends. See, my arm hair kind of comes backwards.
Oh, see,
So-
his does not.
Well, that's because you're German.
His
Yeah.
is pointed forward, so
My-
his would be
Mine
off
actually
of.
goes a
Mine's
lot to
pointed
the side.
forward.
Yeah.
His would be barbed on the way in,
Yep.
and not so much on the way out.
Oh, yeah. It'd be worse going in than coming out, which is, I guess, good for your victim.
But can you
It's
imagine
not
having
good
to
at all.
having to
All
shave your
the
arm with
way around.
sandpaper just to get rid of them?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, yeah,
Well, I
you
just want to
would.
know what his ball
You
bag
would.
looks like.
It-
Does his scrot look like a fucking hedgehog?
It-
Or a
Maybe.
porcupine?
It makes me really kind of curious. How do you... A razor's not going to do it. A nail
No.
clipper isn't
You
going to do it.
basically have to
A
do
nail
it the same
clipper-
way you would with nails,
a nail
except on
clipper
much
would
smaller levels. So you
could
couldn't
emery
use an
board.
emery board. You
Yeah.
basically have to use sandpaper to get the whole arm.
Yeah. Let's use some fine grit sandpaper.
Uh-huh.
And then use it on your balls.
Yeah, like abrasion play, but just don't take it so much that you take the first layer of skin off, unless you wanna, and throw salt.
Unless
in
you're into that.
So you're telling me if he's in a hurry, he whips out the belt sander.
Uh-huh.
Well, hold on, I got to do some fine tuning. Let's get the Dremel out.
I feel like that might be a little bit easier than shaving around my jewelry.
Just taking the belt sander to your
Just,
crotch.
No, a Dremel, tiny little bit goes.
I'll take a Dremel to your crotch.
Not either, because I don't have this cuticus fucking hair follicle problem.
You don't need it.
Yeah, I do, because that's the only way a Dremel's getting near my junk.
Mm-hmm. That's what you say now.
Only if I get to Dremel your junk.
I love the
Does
quality
my drink smell
assessment
funny?
there. Like, this is my junk.
My junk.
Hey, does it
How's
smell
your
like
drink
chloroform
taste?
to you?
How does my
Tastes
junk?
how's your drink taste? I don't know. How does your junk taste?
I think it tastes great.
Yeah.
That's just
Your
I didn't
drink
know you were
tastes
that flexible. Demonstrate.
No, I'm not that flexible, but it's been
Oh.
on a thing and then a thing in my mouth.
A thing.
good. But your drink doesn't taste any more unusual than it normally would? Okay.
No.
Good.
Good.
Your
Can't
hypnol
taste
dissolves
roofies.
well.
She can't taste roofies. It's
Roofies
fine.
don't affect me,
Yep.
even, so I'm good.
Uh-huh.
She's pretty much in a constant state of roofied.
Roofies don't affect her, at least not that she remembers.
It's alright, if I wake up greasy and feeling used tomorrow, I'm coming after all of you. I know where you all
Isn't that
live.
how you always wake up?
I was going to say, yeah, if you wake
No.
up feeling greasy and used, wouldn't that be a good night in your world?
Sure would, because he used lube.
Well, maybe it was him.
Somebody used lube. I don't care.
Or you just rolled over in the wet spot.
Honestly, the last time that she woke up feeling greasy and used, she was kind of irritated because she didn't remember it happening.
I don't remember this.
Oh no, you
I do. I mean, yeah.
you were really plowed and
Literally
Oh, are
and
you
then
talking
figuratively.
about a KK?
yeah,
Where I discovered that something had happened because I wasn't wearing underwear, but my pants were on.
right.
I went to bed with underwear on and woke up without.
Yep.
On the floor.
And you're greasy and
Feeling
used,
greasy and used.
Oh, yeah.
and you're like, "Did we have sex last night?" No, you just took all your clothes off. We covered you in lube, and then you laid back down. Yes, we fucked.
Yeah, actually, I remember this discussion now.
Clearly it was good for her.
So then who actually did the fucking?
Oh, it would have had to have been Sir.
Are you sure?
There was
Maybe
lube
that
involved.
Would you be pissed off if that was the one night that you fucked Sir in the butt?
I don't get
and
to drive.
you don't remember
I don't
any of
get
it?
My vagina felt greasy. How do I fuck Sir in the butt with my vagina?
Double dildo.
Yeah, double-ended. A fieldo.
Yeah.
Fieldo.
We don't have one.
Hello.
And his double-ended one is so dirty I would never stick it on anyone's holes.
Unless you were
I've used the
drunk and you
18-inch
don't
double
remember
donk to
anything.
actually hit people before, and it kind of has a film on it.
I
What's
don't
really
even-
funny is when you hit them across the
even know
ribs
where-
and you get that echo through the lungs.
I don't know where it's been either. And I don't mean people been. I mean like what floor did it fall on under what dresser?
Are there miscellaneous hairs on there? That...
I don't know.
Or rat poop, or,
I haven't seen it. I just know that it's probably been dropped on the floor at least one time, and then it's over.
Excellent. So who are we going to make deep throat it?
I don't know, but they're going to have a really good immune system.
Meh, whatever.
We know.
I believe the Lord is
Clean it
volunteering to deep throat it. That's what his hands are for.
Is it really? Is that what this weird thumb thing is all about too?
No, the thumb is the pointing.
Oh no, that's not me. No, I will vomit before you get maybe like 3 inches.
Well,
in
that's
there.
how you get the rest of the way in.
I was gonna say, you think that's gonna stop either one of them?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, you are deluded. Good. Let the delusion throw through you.
Huh.
Yeah, vomit usually doesn't stop us unless it makes a really big mess on the carpet.
You talk a lot of shit, but we
It's not my
both
carpet, I
know
don't care.
that.
You stop after you vomit. I don't stop after you vomit.
Vomit's just kind of, it encourages things to continue.
I call bullshit on that, by the way. You have to stop when I puke.
When it was a giant puddle on the carpet, and I said we should probably clean that out of the carpet before it stains. Yeah, we
Note
stopped.
His concern is for
About
the
the
carpet,
carpet.
not your condition.
Right. Never mind that I've got vomit in my nose.
Whatever.
If it's in the shower, I could care less.
Clean
I mean,
you off with a hose
I
afterwards.
mean,
Or
how many
pee on
times was it just
Same
like,
thing.
oh, just wash it down the drain. It's fine.
It's fine in the shower, of course. Yes.
Right.
Unless
Unless
you
it's
hamburger
extra
first
chunky.
and then you.
you? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Looks like poop. Looks like you're vomiting up shit.
Mm-hmm.
We did learn that feeding you certain things before I make you choke on the dick is important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it made
Like
me
lots of
vomit
peanut
again
butter?
just to see my vomit. I'm like, ugh! Looks
Lots
like
of-
I just barfed up diarrhea. Ugh! Ugh.
Lots of chunky peanut butter.
Well, fine. That's. Oh, no.
And Nutella.
Never mind.
Chunky peanut butter plus Nutella.
I changed my
Equals-
mind.
It'll taste
Winning.
great.
Probably
It'll
tastes fantastic, but it
wonderful
looks like
until it
baby
comes out.
diarrhea.
Throw a little
With
chocolate
corn in
syrup
it.
in there. Mm.
Ugh.
Mm. Oh, we can put some corn in too, yeah.
No, I don't. No.
Like cream corn or like whole kernel
Whole kernel.
Whole kernel.
Off the cob.
off the cob.
Oh, but the cream corn would taste so much
What
better.
if you fuck her in the mouth with the cob?
It's gonna have to be really small corn. Her jaw doesn't open that far.
Mm.
But our toy, on the other hand, she has a very accommodating jaw.
Oh my
She's
god, I
accommodating
died.
everything.
Daddy, I died the other day
Did
when
you?
somebody said, "Oh, we're very accommodating," and it was a business sense. I was at work, and Michelle's like, "Oh, don't worry, we're very accommodating." And I'm
I'd
like,
be like, I bet you are.
I had to plug my nose because they were right outside my office, and I'm like, I can't even chortle through my nose. They're gonna hear me. That about exploded.
What's so funny?
Nothing.
This great meme I found online. I've just been laughing my ass off at it.
Apparently your ass is nice and gaped open because it's quite accommodating.
That word will never, ever, ever, ever cease to make me
Accommodating.
giggle. Yeah,
It's tainted now.
it's tainted now. I will always think of Toy. Gosh, I almost said her name.
Toys accommodating, transfusion friendly. But
I still want to take her to the hospital, give her a barium enema, and then have her get a CAT scan so we can get a 3D printed map of her colon.
sure.
I
So,
think that
make
would
it
be
happen.
awesome.
We guess we need to go on a field trip. Can we record a show while it's happening?
Sure.
We'll talk about transfusions in a
Yep,
moment.
We'll have to keep the recording device outside of the CAT scan room, or otherwise we'll probably get some interference. But
Just a little.
it'll be fine. So I've had some really interesting ideas for some role play
I'm shocked.
going on.
Yeah,
Give me a
sorry.
minute. I'll be amazed. Hang on. I'm working on it.
I mean, you and I were talking the other day that we need to find somebody either transgender or cisgender. It doesn't really matter that can
Someone who
appear
can
as
dress
though
up like a little boy,
right. Someone who is of age.
of course.
But can pass for a 12-year-old boy under the circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
You're totally willing to be Michael Jackson, and I've already got half the gorilla
Oh,
suit growing
God.
on me.
I gotta be done.
I would be down for bubbles and
Yep.
a banana flavored condom, a banana dildo, whatever.
Definitely. We found the banana dildos.
We did.
That was awesome.
We did. Glass ones, and then hell, we could just use that banana carrier for the lunch boxes that looks like a dildo.
Looked like a fucking cot cage is what it looks like.
And then I suggested to my two girls that, hey, you know what would be a really fun little role play? The two of you get dressed up like really slutty. I'm talking about like total gutter skanky slutty.
Nice.
And then I pick you up on the side of the road and have my way with a couple of hookers.
Nice, yeah, hooker play.
Right? Right? I could just be a John and I'd have a couple of hookers and
I
they'll...
only agree if he will pay me.
Right?
Fuck yeah.
Pay me.
Well, you know.
It's not real unless you pay me.
$1,
Hookers do
$2,
not-
$3. You're my hooker.
It's not an auction. I'm not like e-hooker. Like,
He's counting out the money for you, so you know exactly how much you got to pay your pay your pimp when you get back home.
I better be making more than $3.
Now, well, you're a cheap, dirty gutter slut. So
You're a
why
gutter
does it
slut.
matter?
I'll go pick you up dressed in drag, you whore.
Let's
Maybe.
not slut shame.
Why
Without
do I have-
sluts, where
why
would we
do I have
be?
to be dressed in drag? Can't you just, own me or want me for what I am?
Because with a vagina, I can get as many dicks as I want. You're not going to have a very good time being out on the street corner waving your wangle around.
I can get just as many dicks as you can. Easily. Easily.
This sounds like a thing to bet about if I were just a tad drunker.
You know, it really does depend on where you're going, because if I hit the right bar, I'll get more play than you do in a night.
No, I'm talking about on the street corner like whores do.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, getting people to getting guys in this particular case, because we're talking about collecting dick.
Right.
Getting guys to pay for sex, I would be willing to bet, now I haven't looked up any stats on this or done any research, but I would be willing to bet that there is a higher percentage chance of men who pay for sex with men than sex with women.
Okay, I was personally coming merely from the perspective of driving down the road, seeing somebody slutty dressed up and picking them up.
Yeah.
I really don't think that happens too much with the boys.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
When you see a boy
If they're
in
dressed
bicycle
like-
shorts eating a banana really slowly for a half hour on a street corner, you kind
Have
of
you
wonder.
been cruising for boy hookers?
No.
How do you know this then?
I think the cruising
Reno
method.
911.
I think the cruising method's
Reno
a little different.
911?
Reno 911.
Really? That's a fucking
That sounds legit.
trustable resource for knowing how that works.
That said, I think cruising for boy hooker, boy tramp, is a little different than cruising for girl
I
tramp.
think it is, and I was merely coming from the
Yep.
just cruising down the road, seeing some slutty girls and stopping and asking if they want to date.
What about
Traditional movie style hooker pickup.
what about asking the
The
slutty girls for a
heteronormative,
date and then finding a
hooker
dick?
Scenario.
Yes, the heteronormative hooker scenario.
Yep, gotcha.
I love how
That
your
would not work for the
references
men.
movies. Movie style. Like, yes, that's exactly how real life goes.
Oh,
just
yeah,
like in the
maybe.
I'm not
movies.
saying that
Movie
real life
style
does.
hookers.
I've never went and cruised for a hooker, but I have a suspicion that they probably somewhat stand in an area that says, "Hey, look at me,
They
I'm
do.
a fucking hooker."
They do.
So,
Well, is there another kind of hooker other than fucking?
oh, absolutely.
Oh,
What?
totally.
Oh,
Candies.
There's
Candies
cuddling
don't count as
hookers
fucking.
nowadays.
Yeah.
I don't think those are. I don't know.
I don't know if
That's a
cuddling is a.
I
You're
call
talking
it-
about the cuddle places, the
Yeah.
cuddle
No,
pits or
I don't
whatever, where
think
you
that those
you go
were-
in and pay money to cuddle with someone.
Yeah,
for half
Madison
an
had a
hour.
cuddle house.
We had one until they freaking got chased out of business.
I still
honestly
consider
think that
them
they were really
hookers.
just cuddling. They're not providing
they
a
were.
sexual service.
They
So
were.
I still
that's
consider
why-
them hookers,
That's
though.
why I consider them a hooker, because
Not
that's not
hookers.
sexual service.
If
And
you talk to an escort, hooker, whore, anybody who gets paid,
Prostitute.
it is for
She
their
wants for
time
money.
and companionship, and anything they do.
because
is,
that's the legal terminology that keeps them from being a hooker.
right. So these cuddle people are still getting paid for their time and companionship.
But they're not doing anything sexual!
Are you sure?
Yes, because they were videotaped. Every single cuddle area had multiple
So-
cameras, and if anybody
Oh,
got aroused,
By
they got
your
kicked the fuck
definition,
out.
Then they're
wouldn't
just
that
cuddle porn stars. in
There,
that case.
fine. It's cuddle porn stars. I will more readily agree to that than it is to cuddle hooker.
But by your definition, wouldn't that make therapists hookers?
Yes. Highly expensive.
Yeah, because you don't believe that, but you're just saying it now because it totally falls into your point.
But they're overpaid, unsatisfying hookers.
Just doing
You
the happy
go
ending.
you go in, you lay down on the couch, you talk about your problems with mommy and daddy, and then you leave after shelling out a bunch of money.
And you don't
Just
even-
like a hooker, you just don't get off.
Yes,
I
but with
know.
a hooker, the expectation is sexual. You don't go to a psychologist. Yes, it's hilarious.
Now we know what you do with hookers.
You don't go to a psychologist.
Hey, baby, what do you want to do?
expecting
Well, my
sexual
mommy. Why is it that when a woman sleeps with a lot of men, she's called a slut, but when a man does the exact same thing, they call him gay? And the pet walks away.
And the pet's like, "You're a hooker."
And actually seems like a better choice.
They're not
What,
hookers.
being a hooker or walking away?
They're not hookers. They're massage
walking away is the better
therapists.
choice.
Oh,
we'll only
yes.
digress
She's
further
massaging
if I'm
my
12 and I'm not.
prostate.
She'll massage your cock for money. I believe there's a word for that. It's called hooker. You're a hooker. Yeah. Wow. Huh. So apparently we need to go on like an adventure to get some colon mapping, followed promptly by
Hookers.
Trying to find
hookers.
see what kind of hookers we can
Yeah,
find
we
in
need
and
to
around
find
Madison.
Exactly. See what kind of rando hookers we got around here.
So if we go to places like the Rising Sun or the Geisha House and ask for a massage with a cuddle ending instead of a happy ending, what do you think they'll do?
I don't know. Do you think they'd cuddle your cock with their hand?
I don't know.
That's cuddling, right?
What is a happy ending? Is it just getting you off?
Masturbation. Well, not
Really?
masturbation. It's a hand job.
It's just a handy?
Yep, it's a handy. It's a handy with lube or
That's
lube.
really not satisfying.
Well, technically, happy ending just means you get an orgasm out of the deal by whatever means necessary. So, happy ending, usually it's a hand job
Yeah.
just
Could
for
also be a
efficiency's
foot
sake.
job.
Yeah. Well, there's all the other options like foot job, blow job. She could just crawl on top and ride you to glory, or he, depending.
Right.
Personal
Good
taste.
point.
Personal taste. I mean, Daddy is in the house, so we have to accommodate all types.
Yes.
I don't know. I just like the mental image of us all driving around in a car through Madison at night and going, wait a minute, I don't get it. Why can't we find any hookers? And then we look around the car and go, oh shit, because they're all already right here.
We're in the car. Fuck.
Yeah, we're in the car. No wonder we can't find
Wait,
us.
how come I don't get paid? Apparently I've been doing it wrong.
Now you know, and knowing's half the battle. Gee, I'm a hoe.
Ugh.
Yep. So we have to go on a hooker mission.
A hooker mission?
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, locate prostitutes.
And then we get to go find
Careful,
hookers
this
dressed as-
dick self-destructs.
Well, now
And then we have to sit them down in the weirdest fucking way and be like, actually, we don't want to pay for sex. We just want to ask you questions for our podcast.
No, now you've actually turned this
we
into
should
a-
have a hooker on the show.
Yes, we should have someone on the show to admit to the general public that they're doing something actively illegal.
Oh,
Brilliant maneuver.
That won't actually
shit.
be held as a confession or anything. They're just doing it for entertainment purposes.
Plus, they're anonymous.
Yeah. Yep.
We're not like plastering their real name and phone number and address.
Then how are we supposed to advertise for them? And if we're not cross-promoting, why would they do it?
Internal references for all of our friends.
I could just imagine that phone call now. Hi, yeah, we want you to come over. Us three guys are sitting around the table, waiting for a hooker to show up. What?
Surrounded by sex toys?
Three of you? Do you know how much that's going to charge? Just come over. You'll understand when you get here.
It will make a lot of sense. Not really, but,
Well, hopefully.
We'll pretend.
Bills. I think we should do a themed-based hooker search, though.
A
Where we can all-
themed-based hooker
We
search?
can all dress up like William Shatner,
Oh.
searching for hookers.
Oh. If I dress up like the Shat, I'm going to want to find a green bitch.
Yeah. Well, depending on what you feed her, she might turn green.
Well, no, we know a goblin.
We do know a goblin. Do you think she would be our hooker?
Probably not.
Probably.
She gets enough dick.
Yeah. Huh.
I'm just going to throw this out there. No,
No?
she doesn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Doesn't she have like 3 guys in her household?
Yep.
And she still doesn't get enough dick.
Nope. She wants more.
Oh, wow.
Goblins are hungry for dick.
Cock goblin for sure.
Yeah, cop goblin.
We call this one the Knob Goblin. My favorite one ever. There's actually a goblin running around in the lifestyle, and she's called the Knob Goblin, and has a little collar that says Knob Goblin.
Well, when you gobble knob.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like,
Appropriate name.
that's fantastic. Way to advertise for yourself.
Right? I met this wonderful gal at an event that we were at that she goes by the name Hole.
Yep.
Every time I saw her,
As in
hey
not-
Hole!
Not in part, but in whole, or as in, I have 3 of these, you should do something with them whole.
The 3 of them.
Ah.
HOLE. And doesn't she have it either burned or cut into her, right near her pubic mound?
It was cut into her pubic mound.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. With it says hole with a little arrow that points down.
So what? She fucks really retarded people.
No, they don't need directions. It was more humiliation.
Yep.
And
Or supposed to be, but it really
and it's
wasn't
cut in,
humiliating.
so I presume there's scar tissue there. Is it a
Yes.
raised scar?
It was fresh.
So it's for blind retarded people.
Yes.
It's braille.
Now you're getting it.
No, she's getting it, but I don't know why she wants it. That's the part that confuses me. Because let's face it, as we all know, it takes a lot to be a stud, but it really doesn't take much to be a slut. You pretty much just have to say yes, and you can get a variety of guys. You just kind of push towards the high end if you want
Or
to.
girls.
But I mean, if you're just looking around going,
Sluts,
yeah,
guys and girls.
I'm
Don't
looking
be
for
discriminatory.
retarded, blind, sexually active individuals interested in having sex with someone they know nothing about other than instructions are printed on the box.
I bet we could find a couple.
I'm sure we can find a couple, but it really narrows it down if you're looking for something that specific.
Well, yeah, but it
Yes,
exists.
but if that's just the bottom of the totem pole and you're looking for that or above, that widens everything because you've pretty much just covered.
Well, no, that's what the pig thing's for, isn't it? Widening the hole.
Oh yeah, the pig hole.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know what a pig hole is, it's
I
like
love pig holes, and I cannot lie.
It's like a butt
It
plug,
makes them big and
except for
wide.
there's a hole through it, so that when you jam it in there, you've got airspace to do things like pee into it, crack eggs into it, jam a half pound of sugar-free Haribo gummy bears into it.
However you want to make pancakes in the morning, really.
Oh yeah, fill that butt open, and then you can stick a little, nozzle or spigot on it, and serve your friends, or make pancakes. One of the two.
Oh, I got it.
Or make pancakes out of your friends.
We'll make somebody get porn star clean, so no eating the day before, and flush them out and everything else, and then put all the fixins for pancake batter in their butt, and then make them run a mile, and then squat over a hot frying pan.
Yes,
you
he
don't even
does.
necessarily have to get them porn star clean at that point because you're cooking it, so that kills the bacteria.
No, it doesn't. Well, it kills bacteria, but it won't do anything about potential toxins.
I don't want shit pancakes. All right.
Just tell people that they're chocolate chips.
Or depending on the diet, blueberries.
Yeah.
Who wants some blueberry pancakes? These smell funny. You smell funny. Eat the damn pancake.
I thought these were pancakes, not cornbread.
You want some syrup on that? Give me a minute here.
Oh my god, that sounds like a wonderful scene. We should do that.
Yeah.
Sounds like we got a to-do for next camp. Mm-hmm. We're gonna make some shitty pancakes covered in man glaze.
We've come to glaze your cookies.
We just need to find some dumbass to actually eat them.
Well, so what are your thoughts on taking one of those aerosol whipped cream containers, shoving it in a butt, and then cracking it sideways so then it just sprays continuously into their bum?
So I think it's a fucking great idea. I would love to do it. I'd do a whole bunch of them at the same time. My concern there is that's potentially a lot of air pressure going up someone's colon, and if not done correctly, you could rupture their intestine.
Yes.
So if that's your intent, then 2 thumbs up.
I don't know. See, my brain goes the other way. Like, you're building up a great deal of pressure on a plug. Now, if it can't go one way, it's going to push the other. You might end up just launching the can across camp. And then
It depends on how good of an air seal you have. It's not necessarily the pressure buildup. It's the velocity at which the accelerant or the air comes out of it.
Yeah, but if he's talking about cracking it open so it will just keep spraying, sooner or later, kapoop.
Well, sure.
And then it will be spraying, shitty whipped cream all over camp, uncontrollably, because you can't stop it.
I just want to see somebody shit whipped cream.
You can totally do that. Why don't you just pack their ass? Why don't you get a fucking pig hole and spoon or squirt a whole shit ton of Miracle Whip in their
you don't have to do that.
Cool Whip in their butthole.
Pastry bag.
Or a pastry bag.
Pastry bag be the easiest way. You just jam
Pastry
the
bag
small
in
end
the butt-
in,
in the
stick it in,
pig
squeeze it all in there,
No.
pop it out.
Do a
That
pig
way
hole.
you haven't blown out the O-ring for sure, and they have a little bit of ability to control it.
No.
Keep the asshole shut so that they can shoot it out at will,
Nah.
as opposed to
Why
just
will?
sort of
What the fuck did he do?
everywhere.
So a pastry bag with
Because
some enema
someone
tip
has
on
to
the
be
end of it.
under her.
Yeah.
A pastry bag with an enema tip on the end of it.
You don't really need an enema tip.
No, but you want to get it up into the rectum past the sphincter completely, so then when you look at it, you can't see anything until they push, and then...
Yeah, that's true.
No, you can actually get decorating tips.
Yeah.
Specifically, what you're actually looking for is a filling tip,
Ah!
like you would use for a filled donut or an eclair. They're long, plastic,
Now we need to find a chick named Claire to do this too.
chocolate froster, and then fill her up with cream. Yeah.
Do we know a chick named Claire?
I don't. Well, I know a couple of them, but they're painfully vanilla.
Yeah. I thought we met a chick named Claire at camp, but I guess
I don't know.
Did you ever meet a fish called Wanda? I mean, technically, her
Yes.
name can be whatever you want it to be, especially if you're paying her. Now we have a use for your hooker idea.
Hey!
Now we can pay some chick to...
Now we can be like, actually, we need you to do something, but it doesn't involve taking dick.
So, in the prostitute world, Greek refers to butts.
Anal sex.
Anal sex. So if you're wanting to do this, is it Greek
It's
yogurt?
Greek donuts, yeah.
Yeah.
Greek yogurt? Greek donuts?
Greek splashing, technically.
Greek
So
splashing?
Anything that's extra messy usually costs extra. Yeah.
But I supply the kiddie pool and the tarp.
Yeah.
Just as long as she doesn't think that I'm going to wrap her up in the tarp when she's done.
Well, she might.
No, that's what the rug's for.
if she's a smart one.
Why is this whole area tarped off? I need to go now. No, it's not what you think, I swear.
Cover the whole room in plastic wrap, Dexter style, and let them wonder.
Yeah.
What are we doing in here? Oh, we have ideas.
We're baking a cake. It's gonna get messy.
You don't need to worry about that. Just play your part. Now take this pill. We got it from Daddy.
I have the best pills.
What? You're going to keep stretching. I'm going to keep poking you in the side.
Yes, I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
tall enough, goddammit. Stop stretching.
Not stretching to get taller.
Stretching his butthole out.
I'll stretch your butthole out.
Yeah, promises.
I'll be behind him with a hammer.
No, you just have to kick me in the back of the elbow. It'll be fine.
Yeah, speaking of which, I actually had to hammer at the house last night. We were going to go over to his place to see the big eclipse thing, but, Janesville was completely overcast. And we're like, we have a great view where we live. Come visit us. So he got to see the hammer of God.
Nice.
And even he was just like, damn.
Did you hit hammer with the hammer of God?
No. He's still recovering from several different things, so I'm being nice to him, sort of.
Did
Sort
he
of.
get ass raped?
No.
He should have been.
Why?
That's a nice thing to do for someone.
Yeah, rape their butts.
Remind me to be nice to you later.
Oh, you have been. Yep.
All right. So where to now, gentlemen?
Uranus?
Uranus. Can we hit Neptune first?
Maybe.
After tonight, there will only be 7 planets, because tonight I'm going to destroy Uranus.
I'm gonna blow Saturn's rings. Bad things. Bad things.
Bad things.
What would you define exactly as bad things?
Most of what we do.
I thought those were good things.
Perspective.
Everything's relative.
Which is why I was asking what you would define as bad things.
Oh, they aren't bad for me. They're good for me. They're bad for the
wants
people
to-
experiencing.
He wants to know what is on your list of bad things for you.
Oh.
Are we
I
talking
haven't made that
specifically-
list.
Are we talking specifically kinky things?
I don't know. It just seemed like a fun idea.
Onions.
Mm-hmm.
Raw onions are bad. Bad for me.
Uh-huh.
Bad things.
In what way?
Allergy
anus
to the
is
enzymes.
bleeding.
Yep, anus is bleeding.
Uh-huh.
I don't like a bleeding anus from eating something.
I'm gonna carve a dildo out of a big ass.
Then what do you like a bleeding anus from?
Usually my dick.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
know you were that flexible.
No, not my bleeding anus.
So then when you eat onions, whose anus bleeds?
Mine.
Well, there you go.
I don't like it when my anus bleeds, especially when it's from me eating something.
Which is why I say, if it's only especially from you eating something, what causes your anus to bleed other than eating something?
I haven't had my anus bleed from anything else.
Then how do you know it's so especially worse when you eat onions?
Because it's the only time
Logic.
I'm pretty sure that the Lord wants to fuck you in the butt right now.
He said it was the nice thing to
And he doesn't
do.
want to be nice about it either.
Yes, I do, because remember, anal rape is the nice thing to do. He said so.
When did I phrase it like that?
You can't rape the willing, though.
When did I say anal rape is the nice thing to do?
If I anally raped you, would you be willing?
I've only had 2 cocktails, so not right now.
Would you like a third?
We'll see how the night
Each team can deliver that cocktail on the tip of his dick if you'd like.
I was going to put my cock in his tail, actually, was what I was thinking, but all right.
I want to decant myself with some really high-end tequila.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good way to die. I mean, yeah, go for it.
What do you mean? The bladder is a container. There's very little absorbent mucous membrane between the tip of your dick and your bladder.
Mm-hmm.
So the absorption rate won't be as significant as, say, you jamming it in your butt, correct?
Or chugging it.
Or chugging it. You will, however, absorb that alcohol through
Even through the
capillary
mucus.
linings and whatnot that do occur along that passageway.
To a minimum.
To a minimum. Well, it depends on how good the tequila is.
Right?
And how long you let it sit in there.
Oh, it wasn't going to be in there long. It was
No.
going to be catheter, empty, fill, and who wants a drink?
Yep, gotcha. You're going to go walking around giving people shots?
In the mouth.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't you want to get like the cheapest, shittiest yellow tequila you can find then? And then you don't tell them what it is?
No.
It's more fun that way.
That could be. I'm a little worried about getting the worm in there.
They're already eating the worm.
Thank you. I thought I was going to have to point that one out.
Oh, yeah. Get some good mescaline, good times. Or, excuse me, some good mezcal.
Mescal, mescaline, same thing.
Tomato. Yeah. Huh. It's even funnier when they're expecting that it's going to be pee in you. They take a shot to the eye with it.
It burns! Why does it burn so bad? It's tequila. Fuck up and start licking it up. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
I wonder what tequila in a nose would feel like.
Probably very similar to tequila in the eyeball. It probably wouldn't feel very wonderful.
No.
Although I vote you find out and let us know.
Yeah.
That's alright, I'll pass.
In fact, I don't know if tequila or alcohol up your pee-pee is going to feel all that wonderful either.
Almost certain it won't.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to let him try. Just
Me
laugh
as
at him
well.
later.
We just need to make sure that we record this for posterity.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest worry is making sure that it's a alcohol that doesn't have any sugar in it.
Well, yeah.
I don't want to get a yeast infection in my dick just because I wanted to piss booze in somebody's mouth.
So there goes the cherry Kool-Aid idea we were going to
Right?
put up. Yeah. We could get sugar-free cherry Kool-Aid. Oh, that's a grand idea.
What?
We should decant you with a whole shit ton of sugar-free cherry Kool-Aid
Yeah.
and have you go running up to one of the medics at an event and just let stream fly.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! There's something wrong. It hurts. And I did this thing with this crazy bitch last night. Why is my Pharaoh's big red?
Oh, man. Mix it up nice and thick so it's super like bright cherry red.
Blue raspberry Kool-Aid. Have him really wonder what the fuck happened.
No, see, that's odd enough that most people are going to be like, why are you peeing blue? that's not right.
No. Orange Kool-Aid, so it's got a really dark hue to it, but it's not quite red.
Maybe. I don't know, I was just thinking of like super saturating the liquid with some of the cherry Kool-Aid.
Well, no, and he's right. It's got to look red. Any other bright, vibrant, or really unusual color, what they're going to assume is that it's a food coloring you've consumed that your body didn't process, so you're just passing it. Whereas red, there's something else it could be coming out of your penis.
Yep. I also got another thing I want to do to you. When we're pouring that cherry Kool-Aid in your, down the catheter into your bladder, I'm also going to pop a couple Pop Rocks in there on the way down.
No. I'm calling red on that one.
No. The Pop Rocks are for his ass.
Yeah, ever taken Pop Rocks in your bunger?
No.
No?
No.
Put that on your to-do list.
I'll put that on my to-do to someone list.
Yeah, okay, well, that's fair, I guess.
That's a nice way to say fur, but all right.
Right? Poor toy. Pop Rocks in the bum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck Pop Rocks. Would you eat the Pop Rocks out of her bum?
Probably.
You know, once
Before
you
or
pop,
after
you
I
can't
fuck it?
stop.
Before, during, and after.
Oh.
This is you.
I'm not sure I would eat it during because my dick's going to be going in and out. And it's hard to have my dick in my mouth in the same place at the same time.
Then
Dude, if I could have my dick in my mouth in the same place at the same time, I am way oversourced on bitches. Because I don't need them if I can suck my own dick.
I know. I don't know. Would you take fucking someone else's butt, or would you take if you could fuck your own mouth? Would you fuck and you could only have one of two things: fucking a bitch's butt, or fucking yourself in the mouth. Which would you take?
Well, I'm never without my mouth,
Yep.
but I do love butt.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one.
Do you think you could like pucker your mouth enough to make it feel like a
No.
butthole? No.
Mm-mm.
What if you
that
stuck
my
your
mouth
lips
is-
out and then rubber banded them together?
That in my mouth is way hairier than any butt I've ever fucked.
Yes, but that's correctable.
That is
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, we could totally.
We're just gonna shave just around my mouth so that
Oh.
it feels like a naked butt.
That's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say we should shave your face off and then glue some of that fur down to that's a butthole.
No,
Well, then it'll be as furry as fucking your mouth.
no, no, no.
It'll be like training wheels. It'll get you used to it.
Oh. Speaking of that, No Shave November is coming up.
It is coming up.
Are we competing again?
Of course we are.
Fantastic. Mustache left only? Is that how we're doing it?
So for me, it's your typical facial hair outside of the beard was usually a mustache, right?
Right.
And my typical facial hair outside of a beard is the goatee and stash. So it's basically shave it all the way down to the tiny little stubbly bit that is what I look like normally, and then go from there.
Well, I was going to go clean shaven with the exception of the upper lip.
Yeah.
So-
So I'm effectively doing the same thing, but I've also got the goatee as well.
You're actually leaving the goatee?
Yeah. Dude, I have not shaved myself completely clean in 25 years, I want to say. No, not that long. That's way too long. 20 years, I would guess.
How about you, Lord? You're going to compete in our No Shave November?
No.
Jesus needs a
No.
beard.
Don't I have enough going on in any given time?
No.
All it takes is clean shaving the night of Halloween and then just letting it go, and we all get together on December 1st and compare.
Compare ball sacks?
We're also
Yeah.
going to compare ball bags, too.
Oh, so we're No Shave November our sacks, too.
Sweet.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Is
That means I got to shave my bag.
Yeah. I've
that-
seen that motherfucker. It's like a.
is that the sack and shaft, or are we doing the mound, too?
All of it.
All of it?
All of the manscaping. The mound makes
But
no sense for you
take
because
in
then it
mind-
just looks like you're bald.
I was going to say, do you have the realization that I have enough body hair, i.e. stomach,
No, I have no idea.
thighs,
I've never seen you naked ever.
but I have...
You should. It's fun.
It would look very, very odd
Like
to
a
have
dead
a
caterpillar on his back.
a barren pubic mound with as much hair on the thighs and stomach and all the other parts around me.
You gotta draw a line somewhere.
Yeah, his neck.
And he's going to look like a brush fire broke out on his crotch.
Right? I do draw a line. It's at the base of my dick.
Minus the
The back of my balls.
So are we going to do No Shave Ball November, where we're going to shave completely clean all over the genitals and then just let it grow
For a month?
for
Sure.
a month?
A month ain't that bad.
Yeah.
It'll
Whoever
be
can
real
braid-
hard.
Whoever can braid their ball hair at the end wins.
Month?
I don't know. That'd be kind of funny with his testicles, cornrows,
Right?
Cornrows down his taint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then up his ass so he can't shit. Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, on that note of the corn road taint, we're going to call this an episode. We'll be back next week. In the meantime, let us know what you thought of our impromptu, off-the-cuff, talking out of our asses show.
How is that different than usual?
Little less direction.
Except for in the
We
butt.
didn't know which hole we were going into until we got there. But this has been LSD Radio.
I'm the Lord.
I'm Sir.
And I'm Daddy.
Thank you and good night.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming and I'm loud. Roar!
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on Geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives?
I'm not even upset about